Hello, this is Miss Jill Louise Starr. I hate to be saying this, but my dad took me to Aruba. I'm trying to get so you could see me straight. My dad took me to Aruba. He was meeting with Mr. Vandersloot. Mr. Vandersloot used to run his Netherlands sex slave trade. Natalee Haloway was, I knew them. They're high school graduates. They were getting dressed and they went to a bar, the same bar I must have been in with Irv and Mr. Vandersloot or something, because my father was there with me. I don't know what happened to him. I lost my way. He was always leaving me. Anyway, the girls were walking out of the bar in Aruba, and the tall Vandersloot that was involved in the sex slave, this tall guy, the one that's arrested in South America now, he put some pills, ecstasy, I think it was ecstasy, in Natalee Haloway's drink. My father ran a sex slave ring for Jimmy Savile around the world. Everyone got perks and bonuses for phone hacking. Everyone got perks and bonuses for Murdoch. Everyone got perks and bonuses in Aruba for the Netherlands. The Netherlands' only tourist is pot and whores. And they also do sex slave trade. I was in sex slaves in Eastern Germany, and my father eventually got me out because he wanted to cover his ass. He put me in porn pictures and used my body. The ones I was looking at online, that was my body, and he used other people's heads. I knew there's something, my memories are coming back. Anyway, Natalee Haloway was bound. Vandersloot and his son were being paid, and those two guys, the Islanders, the dark-skinned guys, I knew them. They were being paid to get blonde women, because what happened in the sex slave trade, people in Japan, and I was a sex slave in Japan too, people in the sex slave in oriental places, in like Africa, they didn't want sex slaves that were dark-skinned because they were easy to get, like Nigeria. My dad did all those 230 disappearing person. He put them on the auction block, and for 2 cents a piece, he put a number on their back, branded them, and so took them off. They wanted people that were blonde-skinned, someone like me or Natalee Haloway. They wanted white-skinned and blondes. That's what the sex trade in countries like Africa and Russia and Japan, the Japanese especially, really wanted to. They really wanted to fuck these young 16-year-old girls that looked like me. I really have brown hair. Anyway, what they did was they tried to get her to Ibiza, and Serge Bromwitz was involved in it. Serge, I'll strap a polygraph test on you anytime for covering it up with your Aruba woman lawyer. They had brown skin, by the way. I guarantee you anything. I can't remember all, but it's coming back to me. And I think my father always knew Bromwitz. Can't remember that much of that, but what I will say is I do remember that Vandersloot put ecstasy, and he was going to he raped her. I saw them raping her. They were going to take turns, and then she was, and I don't know what happened to her friend, but they were going to, all three of them, rape her, gang rape her, and she was resisting. And I was watching. I was on the beach. My dad was on the beach. Irwin Starr. I don't know. I was little. I can't remember that much, but they were raping her. And then, by accident, they cracked her neck and killed her when they were raping her because she was fighting back. Now, after that, my dad, the kid Vandersloot, asked his father, the judge, what he should do with the body, because he didn't mean to kill her. He cracked her neck, and he told them he put ecstasy, and they all confessed it, and I was there too with my dad, as usual. He has to drag me, yank all over the fucking world to see everything, and now he wants to kill me, and he's half a woman down in Bolton, New Jersey, doing it. And I went out of here, or I will never tell anyone there's a 10 megaton bomb within 2 miles of here, and I refuse until I get a $5 billion settlement, Obama. You initial a kill order in me, and you tell me why, and you get me another country to live, international Red Cross. You get me to London, or I will not tell you that bombings in New York will be fine. My father said it will, and I guarantee you it's credible. Now, getting back to Holloway, they cracked her neck by accident. Vandersloot, the senior judge, called the Netherlands. I believe it was Bromwitz. He wasn't prosecutor yet, but he was a bunch of big shot judges. And this is what I remember the best of my ability. And they said, just throw her in the sea. Cut her up, chop her up, bring her to this guy in the village. They brought her to the village. They chopped her up with a chainsaw. He threw her like chump meat in the goddamn ocean. I saw them do it. First they buried it, and then my father said it wasn't good enough. I wanted them Vandersloot, my father and Vandersloot decided, you better go throw her in the sea and just chop her, and then fish eat her flesh. And that's what I saw. I had the next day we went, and I said, what are we doing, Dad? And he tried to pretend like, it was just going for a swim. He slapped. I was a SEAL. I was trained as a SEAL. I had oxygen tank. I saw her. My father was examining the head, the bones, and chopping them up. And he said, no one will ever find this. It's about not even a half mile off the coast of Aruba lies Natalee Haloway's body, where the news said in the CNN or whatever, where they buried it, right off the coast or the village. They threw it off. If you went around Aruba with all that equipment, you should have found some bones, or maybe if there's better equipment. Now you can find her body. This is Jill Starr. You can use this freely. Anything I say is true to the best of my ability. And Paddington Remington is just like yesterday. My father's an international terrorist using a CIA cover. Anyone that touches me is dead. My father said he smallpoxed the world, Ebola it, and anyone who didn't subject to him in New York would be injected by the biological, chemical, viral things that can be activated. I'm not going to get into it here, but you better believe me, and you better give me a settlement for torturing me in that house. I have proof. It's lead. There were 10 carcinogens. The hazardous materials team of the state of New Jersey said there were 10 carcinogens in that house. I was in it for 10 years. I was starved with fake food with no nutritional value. I can prove it. Now, unless I get a present, the president of this country doesn't give me a mini amnesty, give me my life back, give me $5 billion, I will not tell you what my father plans to do with this world. And he said everything will be blown up. There won't be an insect, a person. It will be total, quote, Armageddon. And the Humanity Global DEFCON 1 and talking. And I was in the push-button room in Washington and the underground facilities. He said he'd take you up there, too. Bye.